to be exploring the events of Thor's life from 2011's Thor down to 2018's Avengers Infinity War.
So cool.
Thor in Infinity War says that he's 1500 years old, which in our calendar means he was born around 518 AD in Asgard. So he's old.
Are you mocking me? He's trying to copy me.
A very interesting fact is the name of Thor is the origin of the weekday Thursday. As a child, we know he played and fought much. He was close to his friends, and he was of course close to his brother Loki. But he was a mainly spoilt young man playing in Asgard. Most of Thor's progress happened in the last 7 years. Thor recklessly led a party to Jotunheim after Loki had allowed some frost giants into Odin's vault to try and steal the casket of ancient winters. This of course spoiled Thor's coronation as the king of Asgard. Thor in this period was prideful and arrogant, and of course didn't appreciate his father Odin.
And you are an old man and a fool!
And he was cast down to Midgard, or as we know it, Earth. But even though Thor was arrogant, he always had a good heart. Thor willingly surrendered himself to Loki's destroyer. He did this to spare innocent lives, people he had only known for a short while. Loki mercilessly orders the destroyer to actually kill Thor, but in sacrificing himself, Thor proves worthy and regains the power of Thor and his hammer Mew Mew.
Meow meow? What's meow meow?
Is it weird that I want to see Kat Dennings as Darcy back in the MCU? No Jane, just Darcy. Returning to Asgard, he defeated Loki but still showed him mercy, only for Loki to let go of Thor's hand of mercy and fall into a portal. He of course hooked up with Thanos, got the Mind Stone and the Scepter, and led the Chitauri to Earth. When Tony Cap and Black Widow had captured Loki in Germany, the first thing that Thor did upon returning to Earth was try and rescue his brother, and begged him to come home. Thor was bested in battle by Hulk in the Avengers, and although not using his full strength, he also fought to a stalemate with Iron Man. And at this time, Thor was only able to channel lightning through his hammer, which he did to great effect. Thor had some lighter moments in the Avengers.
He's adopted.
But to a large extent was a very earnest character and took himself very seriously. His personality, character and powers were very much the same in Thor the Dark World. In this movie, Thor was very much in love with Jane Foster, who he'd only met 2 years ago, but hadn't contacted for at least a year since the events of Avengers.
How's space?
Space is fine.
No Jane, just Darcy, as he was bringing peace to the 9 realms. Part of the peace meant laying waste to this rock creature, who was the cousin of Korg. After the Dark Elf Malekith murders his mother, he sets out on a quest with Loki, forgiving him, again, only to be betrayed, again. Age of Ultron saw Thor relax a little bit,
But Jane's better.
but the character of Thor had become pretty stale. And then came Thor Ragnarok. And with Ragnarok came the visionary director Taika Waititi, who completely reimagined the character. When Thor Ragnarok starts, he's much the same as he has been for many years. But then he finds out that Loki has been impersonating Odin, and he then loses Odin, who goes to Valhalla. His long lost and actually unknown sister destroys Mjolnir, who he thought was the source of his power. Through these trials, being stranded and imprisoned on Sakaar and losing everything, he manages to realize his full potential. Once he is taken out of the comfort zone that was Asgard and Mjolnir, he is forced to dig deep within himself and discover his true power, his true heart. He learns from his mistakes, allowing Loki just to be who he is and not falling for his tricks. And in so doing, he helps to redeem Loki. He's also able to inspire those around him, his brother Loki, Banner, Hulk, and especially Valkyrie, who had lost hope millennia ago. As Odin tells him, "You're not the god of hammers, you're the god of thunder." Thor as a character has become the perfect blend of humor and seriousness. Long gone is the Thor who used to take himself too seriously and continually pine after Jane.
Hey!
No Jane, just Darcy. Thor is confident in his abilities and loyal to the end. After Thanos tragically killed Heimdall and Loki, he was able to survive in deep space for hours without freezing to death. Even though he's lost his father, mother, brother, best friend, his people, his home, his hammer, instead of wallowing in pity, he uses all that has happened to him as a motivator. He is able to take the full force of the star. To put that in perspective, our sun, and although our sun is a lot bigger than the star in Nidavellir, our sun emits the same energy as 10 billion nuclear weapons going off at once, every single second. Surviving to incredibly arrive on Wakanda using Stormbreaker, which has a connection to the Bifrost. So Thor can now fly, has fully realized his lightning powers, can travel through all of space, and is almost invulnerable. Stormbreaker is so powerful that it was able to withstand the full force of 6 Infinity Stones in the Gauntlet. There is no character in the MCU that has undergone the transformation that Thor has over the past 7 years. Thor is a character that not only entertains, but inspires us all to be better and to inspire others. So has the progression of Thor